Hey folks, this is Ardwulf. Welcome. This is a game called Drive on Moscow. We are going to play the 5-turn Operation Typhoon scenario. This is, I guess, the more or less introductory scenario. There are tutorials in this game. Again, it's called Drive on Moscow. It's from Shenandoah Studios, and it is part of the Crisis in Command series, which is, believe it or not, iOS game series, but I have it on PC. This and one of the other games in the series, Battle of the Bulge, is available for PC through Steam. It is relatively inexpensive. Full price is like $9.99. Which I did not pay. So I've been looking at this. It looks really interesting. One of the things that sold me on it is the fact that the designer is veteran board wargame designer Ted Rasier, who knows his stuff. So I have a lot of faith in this game. The AI is pretty smart. We do have two different AIs we can choose. We can choose Konev, which is the faster, more suitable for casual people, or Zhukov, who is more suitable for veteran players. We're going to take Konev because we haven't played this before. So I played through the tutorials, which are quite good, but not incredibly lengthy. This is not a massively complicated game. This is not Hearts of Iron. Don't get me started on that. So let me, those of you who came over from the other channel, which is now more or less dedicated to board war games, will recognize that I loved Hearts of Iron 3. I played a ton of it. I got to know it pretty well. I'm really strongly disappointed in Hearts of Iron 4, and not because they changed stuff, but because they half-assed the changes. I'm not going to talk about that in any detail. I might end up doing a video on it later. We'll see. So we have this briefing window where we can see our objectives, we can see where the victory points are, which we've taken none of. The Soviets, I should say, suffer from command confusion. So after prepared offensives on the first two turns, Soviet units can't move or attack if they end a normal impulse in a space with an Axis unit. They're also more likely to retreat. This is in effect for the first two turns. The Axis get prepared offensives, which are the first three offensives in turn one, the first two in turn two, and the first one in turn three. And basically, it's a prepared offensive, and therefore the defenders don't fire back. They get another one on turn 12, and then the Soviets get some on turns 19 and 20. So, which is, winner. So, but once they're used, they're not there anymore. We do have a supply map. We could see that if nobody's cut off yet. So, the way I'm interpreting this, having fooled with this just a little bit, is the hashed spaces are spaces in dubious supply, but not out of supply. Weather on turns 1 to 5. This is turns 1 to 5, this scenario, so we're only going to get clear weather. So we're going to get air interdiction on each turn if there's clear weather. This allows Axis air power to interdict one Soviet unit, preventing it from moving or attacking. And then we get this really kind of cool, but cursory thing about Operation Typhoon, so that's pretty cool. We're going to close this, and we're going to get started here. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm probably going to do 2 turns. And then do a second video with turns 3 through 5, but I do want to finish it. So we have some prepared attacks that we can do. One of the first things I want to accomplish, however, is to get these guys who are kind of up against the back of the line cut off. So I think this is going to be, oops, I need to interdict one. So let's interdict this guy. Prepared offensive. So if I do this, I have a pretty good chance of pulling a retreat and a pretty good chance of eliminating the damn guys entirely. So let's see what happens. So these little rectangles represent strength points or steps, but they also represent the number of shots that the unit can take in the combat. Okay, so we can now exploit. So what we're going to do, I think, is move all these guys up like that, and then we'll try and cut these guys off later, because I do really strongly want to move up fast. Oh, and I get 2 turns at the beginning. So another prepared offensive where I can really do maximum damage might be here, maybe here, maybe here. I don't have to start in that space, though, so I can certainly do a prepared offensive here. If we move this here and then take our prepared offensive, I like this. Yep, we're going to annihilate that. Very good. So we can now exploit this. Because they are armor, they can exploit 1 or 2 spaces, I guess, depending on terrain and weather. So we are going to move... I think we're going to just run for Kursk. Let's see if they don't try to cut me off here. They might. This unit can't cut me off, actually. And here's my 3rd prepared offensive. So we could go here. And we could do some damage to that entrenched unit in the forest. I'm right-clicking to undo these moves. I think what I actually want to do is move these guys up here. And I believe that won't expend my prepared offensive. So the Soviets are moving this airborne unit into Kursk. That makes sense to reinforce that. Alright, so here... I'll see where... Did I blow all 3 prepared offensives? This looks okay. I'm going to commit to that on the chance that I'll actually do any hits to the enemy. Oh, they retreated. Awesome. That's perfect. They're going to retreat to Bryansk, though. Which will just make them harder to dig out of there. That's alright. Alright, so what can we do here? I will totally take this. And if we can eliminate that unit, then we can exploit some more. Very good. Okay, so let's take the rail hub in Vyazma. Let's actually keep that there. And I'm gonna just guess and say he's gonna try and step in there. Maybe not. Ah, he didn't. Excellent. Alright, so if the Soviets would like to abandon their fortified positions, then that's on them, man. I think that's dumb, but whatever. I'm happy with that. Now I got to make sure my supplies get up there. And they're moving a militia unit down from Moscow. So the game proceeds in impulses in the 72-hour turn. We're going to move these guys up to occupy this fortified place. And each impulse is a variable amount of time. So we don't know exactly how many impulses there are going to be in the turn. Alright, so we're moving forward, I think, pretty well here. What can I do with these guys? Not a ton. What's my prospectus here? I really kind of want to force a retreat here so I can move around. Or, alternatively... move these guys up. We'll commit to that. Real curious to see what the Soviets do here. They are pulling back. That is fine by me. Okay, so that's actually the end of turn 2, though. So we are going to, let's look at supply. We haven't cut anybody off yet, but we've got a pretty good chance to do that. In order to do that, however, we gotta free up some of these things. So we have to pick a unit to interdict. We're going to interdict this unit. We have an armor replacement. Let's see where we can put that. We'll put that here in 1st Panzer. Okay. And we have 2 prepared offensives. Is that correct? If we close this and we go to the calendar, we will see that on turn 2 we have 2 Axis prepared offensives. So, all right. So looking at what we got here, this is when we're taking this. It would be nice to do a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. Okay, so we did force a retreat, and we did a decent number of hits, not an amazing number. Okay, so that's interesting. We could go right up there. I'm going to leave that for now because I have prepared offensives to do. Let's see here. I keep Hearts of Ironing and trying to right-click to select a destination, which is not what you want. I'm going to go to Kursk, and we're going to commit to that. That's my 2nd and last prepared offensive for the turn. Hopefully this will work out. Oh, that's terrible. I mean, at least I didn't take any damage, so there's that. But there's fighting in Kursk. And the Soviets can do a special strategic rail move, too. Plus they have cavalry, which basically moves like armor, but doesn't need to be on a road or rail line. Alright, so what are we doing now? Alright, so I'm committing to that. And that I'm making them pull back, I think, is a good sign. Let's check the supply map. Okay, so yeah, these guys appear to be cut off now. Okay. Alright, so I guess they could theoretically be tracing supply in through here. Not a lot of places these guys can go. I can pull this armored car here to cut that off. But I think it's too early in the turn to do that. I'm not sure they're going to be able to draw supply through there anyway. So actually, let's look over here in the south. So north is to the left of the screen, by the way. So we can move these guys up here. You know what? I'm going to retreat that, and actually we're going to do, I think, this move instead. How's that look? That's pretty good. I'll take that. I'm not rolling very well, as it were. See, that's not very good. But at least I've pinned down those Soviet forces, so there's that. And they're still in command confusion. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Okay, well, not much I can do about this. But they have to do this, actually. They have to try and break out here. Okay, so I could attack them back and force them to retreat. Now, I'm curious to know whether they would be forced to retreat back the direction they came from originally. That's very interesting. I'm almost tempted to do that. I'm going to do that just to see what happens. So they are forced to retreat. And they're allowed to retreat right back through me. That's a little fishy, Ted. Thanks. But that's okay. I can, I can deal with that. So I'm not doing too bad here. But I do need to make a move on Regev. So if we look at this combat, that is not yet favorable to us. I'll look at the supply map again. So it kind of looks like they're out of supply, I guess. So I believe I could cut them off by pulling one unit back here, but I would much rather that is a bad move right there. Okay. I could do a fight here and potentially force them to retreat out of Kursk. I believe I will commit to that. Alright, they are actually now forced to retreat. So that's good. For me. Soviets pass. It's my turn again. We're going to activate these guys and see where we can get them. We're going to go up here. You know what? Hold on a minute. We've got to get these guys out of the back. I should check and see if there's a hotkey for commit. You'd think there would be. Soviets pass again. They can pass all they want. And now we're in turn 3. Okay, so we've got 5 victory points. So if we look at this, we've got Kursk and we've got Vyazma, but that's it. We need twice what we got to win, and we have 3 more turns to do it in, including this one. And we have 1 prepared offensive this turn. We do get to interdict. We're going to interdict this army. We get 1 infantry replacement. I'm not sure where that's going to go. Where's that going to go? Boy, we could really use the armor replacement up there in Kursk. Have we even lost any infantry? I'm not 100% sure we have. I don't see where we've lost any infantry. Oh, they can go with the motorized. Excellent. Okay, good. That works. Prepared offensive. Where can we prepare offensive here? So looking at this space, we could force them to retreat. They got nowhere to retreat to. I want to back out of this and look at the supply map again. So I'm unclear as to whether those guys are actually out of supply or not. I'm going to assume that they're not at this point. And I'm going to continue pushing forward here. So these guys don't have a lot of leeway. Yeah, that's looking good. So I'm happy with that. Alright, so we need to take one of these guys and move it back down here. And these guys can exploit over to here. Boy, I hate to move them back, you know. Let me, I think I have to be more aggressive here and drive for Kaluga. In theory, the Russians should do something to try to counter that, but if they can't, they can't. So I can just walk into Kaluga. Well, no, I can't. That was their reinforcements. That's okay. I can live with this. All right, so all right. I don't know who it is in my neighborhood that's blowing off that fucking air horn at random times of the day, but if I see who it is, I'm going to beat their ass. Alright, so remembering aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. We're going to be super aggressive here. The Soviets move a guy up to try to form a line against that move. We are going to try... What can we do with these? God damn it! Oh, hold on. No, we can't even do that. So we might be able to get this entire game in one episode. I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't think we're gonna get to Moscow in 5 turns. I'll tell you that. So you can drag the map with the mouse too, which I find enormously reassuring that they actually thought of that. And that's, you know, that's me being used to the way Paradox does things, to be frank, where you have to pan. That's a pain in the ass. So these guys are pulling back to Arel. Oops, gotta move him here. So I think we're doing okay in terms of you know, crunching the numbers to make the points that I need. I'm not convinced I'm doing what I need to do, but I don't think I'm like shitting the bed on this either. So it's turn 4 though, so we lose prepared offensives. But these guys are out of supply. We select a Soviet unit to interdict. We're going to select this tank unit, I think. Does that make sense? Maybe not. This guy is the guy who can step in and bung me up, so I think I'm going to use it there. So we have an armor replacement. I think I'm happy with that. Is this guy... What does this mean? Does this mean this guy's just hosed? Alright, so look at that. They don't get to attack back, but they can't attack either, so I don't have to take my opening moves against those units. So let's see what this looks like. This looks dumb. So let's not do that. We might not get a sustained push on Rzhev. This is looking like a pretty good attack here. Alternatively... Shit, I didn't want to do that. Alright, so I can move guys out of Kursk. And in fact, that's not such a bad idea. What is this going to look like if I do this? Defending a town. Oh, and we're crossing a bridge. I can do it, but I can only send one unit across the bridge for a specific battle. So I think what I need to do here is position myself to take 5 victory points on turn 5. Okay? So what I think that means is, what can I do with these guys? Not a ton. I can move this Panzer unit up, so let's do that. So the last thing I want to do is leave major forces in the back. You know, that's a bad move for opening move. Alright, that's not a good move either. So we don't have a lot of super favorable attacks to make here on turn 4. So Rzhev would be 3. Whatever this is would be, and here's Mozhaisk, Bryansk. What does this look like? Not good at all. What I think... Crap. I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go up and make this attack. This attack makes sense. They have a pretty good chance to force a retreat here. Excellent. Alright, and now next turn I'll be able to move 3 units into Bryansk. So can I make it to Voronezh for 1 VP? I don't see that I can. That's not incredibly bad, but it's not very good either. I think I need to think harder on that if that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be in a pretty excellent shape to take Bryansk next turn, if nothing else. So I need to position myself, and that's worth 1 VP though. So I need the 3 VP Rzhev more than anything else. Alright, and these guys can't move as much as I would like them to, so I think now's the time to run these combats. Wow, that is ass. Look at that. That's like the worst possible. I mean, it's not the worst possible result. I didn't take any damage, but it's a pretty friggin' crappy result. So the trouble here is I am pinning 6 corps down in the backfield, as it were. That's better. Okay, Soviets forced to retreat. Soviets pass. Alright, I'm going to move this guy up here. This guy can basically not go anywhere. This guy can move here, though. And we're pretty close to the end of turn 4. So for my those of you who watch my hour and 20-minute Hearts of Iron videos, this will be done in no time. So let's see what we can do. We can... I'm absolutely willing to do that. Excellent, that's what I wanted. And we can exploit up to Voronezh. That is perfect. That's another victory point. So that puts us at 6. So we need 4. So I see pretty much what I need to do here. Turn over. Out of time. Okay, turn 5. This is the last turn. So actually we're at 7. We only need 3. So we get to interdict an Axis unit. And I think I will interdict this cavalry, believe it or not. We get an infantry replacement. I'm damn sure I can use an infantry replacement somewhere. Somewhere closer to the front line would be good. Alright. So, let's see what we're going to do. We're going to move this guy up, put some armor in that space. We're going to move this guy. Oops, nope, we can't do it that way. Well, we're going to have to move this guy in. This is not a terribly favorable attack, but I need to get guys in that space, since my entire turn 5 strategy was based on taking this spot. He might be able to cut me off here, but I believe it doesn't matter at this point. This is not favorable at all, but we're going to do it anyway. Well, hey, at least it's a wash. I'm going to get to fight this again. That's why I say it's not the worst thing that could possibly happen. Oh, I can't get there. Crap. Alright, I can get there with this. That's armored infantry. Wow, look at that. That's terrible. Wow. Oh, you know what? The reason is because these guys aren't attacking. These guys are awash. So that was not awesome. Let's commit to this. Can't really do anything else. The Soviets, the Germans, by the way, lose victory points, or the Soviets gain them, whichever way you would like to see it, for German units that are eliminated. That the reverse is not the case. I think we're not going to make it here. Well, let's see if we can do this slightly differently. Yeah, see, this is the bridge. So that's no good. So we have to attack from here, basically, if we're going to do this, and not... That is not good. There's no chance of retreat there at all. Okay, so let's go to Rzhev, and this is Rzhev or bust here. If I had another turn, I think have a pretty good chance to take this place. Oof, that was bloody. Saw that coming. There's a chance I could be forced to retreat here. Ooh, look at that. That's no good. So that's a victory point for the Soviets right there. Alright, so... let's see what... we can get something out of Mageis. We have a slim chance, very slim, of making them retreat. That will not do it. very wafer-thin chance of retreat here. I think with the, I think we don't have a chance to pull out a victory here, given the fact that we just lost a victory point. Oops, that's them. All right, well that could have gone worse for me. So now I'm very curious to play the campaign of this. So, what do I think of this so far? Since we're real close to being almost done here, I don't see. Can I pull some magic over here in Voronezh? No. No. I don't see any. Well, just to. I think that is a good move. Just to back that up a bit. This is likely to be the last turn. Yep, the turn is over. Okay, so defeat. The offensive fails. Expect a bitter fight in 1942 with 5 victory points. So this is what happened historically, pretty much. I think the Germans got closer than we got here, but at the same time, this is 5 turns. I'm not sure how this corresponds to the actual calendar. So, what do I think of Drive on Moscow? I like it a lot. It's a relatively inexpensive game. I think it plays like a board war game does. I like that a lot. I like that a lot about Hearts of Iron 3, and then Hearts of Iron 4 is less like that. But I like this quite a bit. I think this is a good value. I think I'm going to do a video on the Battle of the Bulge, which is the other one that's out for PC, so expect that to be filtering up to the channel fairly soon. If you have enjoyed this, if you have any comments for me, please like the video, comment in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel. We will be doing more of this type of combat and other types of video games on this channel. It's not going to be just strategy games, just because I have another channel that does board war games. I'm going to do some MMORPG stuff and maybe some Flight Sim stuff, some more Flight Sim stuff on this channel yet. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I will see you then.